Hello. So today we're going to talk about the best books of my best books of the year for 2024. I've read, um, sorry, with a cough. I read 105 books. Okay, so it was a good year. To be honest, it was a good beginning of the year, like the first 7 months where I read a lot. I schedule stuff and I really get to read a lot. The last 3 months I've been struggle. The last month it's been a struggle. Last month even worse. I'm currently finishing 100 this 100 well and sixth book. This, who knows, maybe I can read one more or two, but I highly doubt it. It's going to be Crowfall, which is, I'm like 70 pages in the end, and I'm really enjoying. I have no doubt that this book is going to be on the top, but unfortunately I don't have the time to do the holidays and so on. I don't have the time to make another video, but I bet this is going to be on the top, and the next video I'm going to talk about it. It's been a great series, okay guys. So Crowfall by Ed McDonald, great series. The first book is amazing, very grim, dark, very dark. Second book, it's the continuation, so it's a little less interesting, but it's more focused on the character. And the third is, okay, let's end this and let's go defeat the bad guys, or at least we think it's the bad guys. Who knows? 70 pages to the end. So 105 books, 30,705 pages, so almost 90 pages per day, which is good. My goal was to read 36,000, so 100 pages per day. I could not do it, and the reason is, again, I'm not used to read big chunkers. For example, Battlefield Earth, I started this year, I'm not going to finish this year. I can't read, it seems that I can't read a fantasy series back to back, or even in 3 months, like a book a month. I can't read that. I don't know. Maybe it's a problem, by a me problem, not a book problem. I mean, the biggest book was Song Song by Robert McMahon, which is in the top 10. And let me just give you, sorry, because this went away. Okay, so in terms of 5 stars, 4 stars, and so on, I had 2 1 stars. And those are my disappointing books of the year, which is Ken MacLeod, Execution Hour, and Paul Anderson, Three Arts and Three Lions. And then 12, 16 2 stars, okay, 20 3 stars, I believe it's 48 4 stars. I wrote here, yeah, it is. And then 22 5 stars. So it's a good year. Compare with, for example, with last year or the previous year, which I had a lot of 1 stars or 2 more 3 stars. But again, it seems that my reading is being changed a little, and I don't give up on a book. For example, Execution Hour or Paul Anderson. I believe the only book I almost give out was Paul Anderson novel. Was so boring, and Ken MacLeod was so cringe, so left leaning that really upsets me. But okay, I read it through. I make this, but I expected this from Paul Anderson. That unfortunately, it's, well, I didn't like the book. Or Execution Hour, I expected this. I mean that. But the most disappointing book of the year, without any shadow of the doubt, was Rosemary's Baby by Ira Levin, which was a great book, but the ending was completely absurd. It's no reason Okay, it's for no reason that if you go to Goodreads, the book has a 2.55 stars. It's awful compared with the first because the ending really destroy everything the writer wrote in the two previous books. So in the first and the second book, it was awful. So let me just talk about the books I received before going to the top 10. I received this The Hour of Oxford Death by Charles Lyell Grant. This is a series that he wrote. I didn't know they published this series in paperback. A trilogy by Malka Older, Infomography, Null States, and State Tectonics. Then, from Broken Binding, Philip Quantrell, The Rise of the Ranger, hardcover edition, very beautiful. I didn't see much people having this series. I purchased the first three. I'm going to try to read probably the first one. I don't know if I'm going to buy the next ones, because the book 6 looks interesting, but I don't know. Okay, it's signed. Okay, all of them are signed, and I'm going to show you all. Empire of Dirt, and finally, The Relic of Gods. So, top 10 books. I don't have every book here, so you better believe me. My number, let me, okay, I have here. The number 10 is The Firm. I have here The Firm. It was hidden. Okay. This is a thriller, a legal thriller by John Grisham. Legal thriller mixed with spy stuff and so on. It's very interesting about a young student from the how do you say advocate? Not advocate. Yes, it's illegal, right? I don't know. Why can't I say what he do? Very strange. Okay, so yeah, it's a legal thriller. Okay, it's I don't I it seems that the word as is blanked on my mind. Whatever, you understand what I mean. Is a legal thriller. It's a legal thriller, very interesting, very fast paced. At least from the second half of the book. The first half it's the introduction, the scenery, the everything that is the plot. I mean, and then the second part is the part that it's very good. He's going around trying to work things out to try to save his brother, to save his wife, try to save his marriage, to try to save himself, and at the same time destroy one of the most problematic mafia stuff in Memphis, well, in the United States. But it's very, very cool, not the Egyptian one. The next book, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, the ninth book is The Hunt for Red October, another thriller, but this one is more focus on war, focus on the aspects of the Cold War, and it was very, very good. It's one first books I read this year. I finished this year. I started, I believe, last year, but like 100 pages, and then I read through this all of this year, and I really enjoyed this book. I know that Tom Clancy is very adored everywhere, and it shows. Okay, it's amazing that it puts you on the seat, and at least the last 100 pages, it's a blur. It's very, very cool. The eighth book. Hello. It's No Longer Human by Junji Ito. This is a manga about biographical life of this is a book that is written, focus on the book, written by Osamu Dazai, and it is which is a book called No Longer Human, of course, and it's a book that it deals with his life, with Osamu, no, Osamu life, and it's very very cool. I really enjoyed. It's very depressing. Don't read this if you are feeling depressed, if you're feeling low, because this is going to be heartbreaking. And again, Junji Ito is the master. It's a shame that he doesn't do Lovecraft and stuff, because there is another author out there that does, and it shows any, which is this one, Go Tanabe, and he said that he wasn't going to do Lovecraft and stuff because that guy got it first. It's a shame. That's number 8. Number 7, I don't have a book here, is Skyward. Skyward by Brandon Sanderson, the first book on the series. I really enjoy, fast pace, IA, sci-fi, everything that you want it. If you want a sci-fi stuff that is very fast paced, very interesting characters, at least the main character is amazing. It's the first book on the 4-part series, and I know that there are probably more, but I'm gonna focus on ones that Brandon Sanderson wrote. Then we have number 6 again. Okay, so 6 is okay. This is 5 again. So 6. The 6th is The Ghostmaker by Dan Habit. This is a book, the second book on the Gaunt Ghosts novels, Warhammer 40k, which is my favorite universe, if you know me. And this is very very cool. As people call it, it's like the Bernard Cornwell Sharp series, and this is like the same thing but in the other in the universe, in space. It's very grimdark, and this one is a collection, at least I read like that. It's a collection of short stories, and each chapter it's a character, and each character then in the end like combine the story. It's very very cool what they did with this novel. Number 6, okay, in between the Skyward. Number 5, it's Dead Whirler by Victoria Ayward. This is a solo novel. This was written back in 2023 or 4. I can't remember. Let me just check to see if it is the only one that it was written there. Yeah, 24. This is Imperial Guard novel, very cool. It's about a group of Katakans being, I don't know if you say that word that way, it's Katashan, whatever. It's these guys that are in a dead world. Basically, it's a world that's been consumed by Tyranids, and they have a last mission. And what Victoria here did with these characters was very very cool. One thing that I was very afraid, because unfortunately that's the way I am, is that due to the political stuff in America and so on, I think that okay, you're going to make this woman different, like male versions of, well, what we hear like that, and she didn't. She gave them, they are hard, but you expect that from Katakan. They are like that. They are born in a world that almost all children die because everything is trying to kill them, and that's amazing what they did here. And I'm looking forward for read more books from her. Number 4, it's The Murder in the Spindle Manor by Morgan Stank. This is the first book on the series. When I bought this, there is only one. There are 2 now released, and this is a very very mystery, fantasy, steampunk kind of stuff. So cool. Really enjoy these characters, all of them. The main character is amazing. Isabeau is amazing. What Morgenstern here did was amazing. I really, really love this. I bought all of his, I don't know, books, because I don't know if Morgenstern is a man or a woman. It's like the face of a dog in the picture. So whatever, it doesn't matter. That's the purpose. It doesn't matter. It's a person writing books. It's amazing. I really, really love it. I'm going to read the next one next year. Number 3, top 3. Ooh. You have got Tender in the Flesh by, let me see the name, Agustina Bazterrica. I believe she's Argentinian, probably with his name. She's from Basque ancestors, whatever. This is an amazing book. I really love it. The end is amazing. It's about a world where meat is almost, well, you can't eat meat because you die. And so they have to come up with new ways to eat meat because people need meat, right? And the ways they do it, it's I'm going to spoil it. Yeah, I'm going to spoil because it's in the back cover. It says Marcos is in the business of slaughtering humans. So they basically eat humans. It's human flesh, and it's very, very disturbing. I believe she did a great work explaining why, the reason why, everything, the characters, and the ending was amazing. Like the murder, it's a throwback. It's very, very cool. I really enjoyed this book, but it's, for some people it's disturbing. For me, it's not, but because I've been reading all for 40 years, so there's not much that can really upset me. But I really enjoyed this one. Number 2, it's Ship of Fools by Richard Paul Russell. Okay, this guy is an amazing writer. Okay, he really writes, know how to write characters, really writes the story. I really enjoy this book. This is a sci-fi novel set in a generational ship, and they are trying to find their purpose, their goal, their world. And the ship has lost its mission, has lost its purpose, and they have to know they are in collision for something, and they have to figure it out. And the main character is amazing. He's a disabled guy, well, not disabled, but a kind of handicapped guy, and this guy Russo really, because sometimes you write about disabled people, okay, disabled people, but you don't feel that handicap. And here he really tries to show it to you, what's the person behind it, and the reason, and how it interacts with other people, and really, really good. If you want to read about a handicapped person with a real disability, in terms of character development, in terms of how people behave like that, and how people behave towards him, it's very, very cool. There are some cool politics here as well about the sheep people. I was reading this, and I immediately remember 40K stuff, where there's the ships with 10,000 people that go throughout the universe, but people are born in these ships and they don't leave the ships at all, never. They just live there. There is no control, and these people are just basically slaves all their lives. And it was very cool what Russo here did in this novel. Really love it. I bought a second novel by him. I'm going to read it next year, probably. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. And then my first number 1 is Swan Song, Richard McMahon. I don't know if there's need to say anything about it. It's an amazing book. It's a post-apocalyptic or survival stuff. Focus on the characters, focus on development. The first 200 pages like this just set up, or 300 pages, and then there is the ongoing it changed chapter from one perspective to another. It's an amazing book, heartwarming. At the same time, it's depressing, and really feels like I try to read, for example, Stephen King, The Stand, which is almost always compared with this one. Well, this one is compared to that because the other one was written before. And I started The Stand 2 times. I could not read it, finish it. I will finish one eventually, but I could not. And this one, I had no problems. Okay, I stopped because again I can't read a 1,000-page book on one go. So it took me like 6 months to read this. I read 100 pages or more. Then the last 300 pages I read it in one go, and it's amazing. Okay, the ending. The only thing that I would say that I would change was the ending. Okay, some parts can drag on a bit, and the ending and it's gone. And to me, it feels like again amazing book, but the bad character, the evil character, the evil mythical character, I don't think he was portrayed enough in the end. Okay, it's like very fast. Okay, and it reminds of Star Wars, the new movie that was released, where the bad guy is there. There is a fight in the end, and she defeats him easily. It misses something there. But this book is the reason people say it's not about the ending, it's about the journey, and the journey is an amazing book. That's why it's on top. I don't think this book will not be on my top 10 of all time, which I didn't ever do. But I really am sure that will be there. And I gave it a 97 out of 100, so amazing book. All of these, I believe, were more than 90 points. Yeah, that's it from me. Those are my top 10, or 11 in this case. If I have a 12, will be Cypher by John French. Just made the cut of, I heard that I had 10, but unfortunately that's why I didn't have the book, so I miscounted, so it's top 11. Amazing. Really enjoyed this year books. I hope next year will be better. I'm going to try to read some more fantasy series, because this book is showing me that I should read this kind of series to work that problem out in my case. Okay, I feel like sometimes I don't read enough fantasy. But again, top 10 or 11 in this case, it's or sci-fi, then post-apocalyptic, fantasy, sci-fi, no longer it's literature, I don't know, Hunt of Red, thriller, and thriller. So in all of the 11 or 12 books, there is one fantasy, which is the Murder in the Spindle Manor. I guess this book that I'm reading currently will be on top 10, like in the top 10, but again, it's too low fantasy for a person that has a lot of fantasy. You can see it here, but I have a lot of fantasy, so let's see. So next year, new challenge, new stuff, 100 pages per day. Let's see if I can add it. Have a great holidays, and tell me, did you read any of these books? Which one did you enjoy or not? And tell me if I'm wrong. Probably I am. It's, again, that's one thing I always say. It's my opinion. I can rate book 10 and you rated 1, or Goodreads rated 1. It doesn't matter. It's my opinion. It's my. So, people, have a great holidays. See you next time.